Good morning, Unity on the Bay.
Good morning.
Happy Sunday, yes? Yes, it is. Absolutely. My name is Shantae Haymore Kearney. I am your Sunday morning hostess. I'm so glad that you're here with us here at Unity on the Bay, your positive path for spiritual living. And as we all get settled in here, there's a lot of energy into this space. You know, there's something about being in person and connecting with each other that you just can't beat, right? So you'll hear actually a lot. We have a lot of announcements and a lot of things to share that are all about in the theme of connecting and being in community with one another. But just as a quick note, while we are here together having our time of inspiration and learning, our kids are also having their own time of inspiration, learning, and connection in the Kids Zone online and also in person. So just as a reminder, we have started our hybrid Kids Zone experience. So if you'd like to sign your child up for our online classes, you could do so by visiting the Family tab on our website, and you can also bring them here to experience it in person as well. So let's get to these announcements that are all about connection and fun and gratitude. This Saturday is our largest event of the year. It's our biggest event. It's our largest event. It is called the Love Gala. Yes, we give ourselves a round of applause for the Love Gala. Absolutely. So this is your last call to get your ticket and join us for an evening of dancing, of dining, and of connecting with each other in person. So we decided to host this gala because, you know, who doesn't need community, y'all, right? Who doesn't need some in-person connection, maybe a night of fun, a night out in the town. And then also this event also supports Unity on the Bay and our efforts to continue to bring spiritual teachings to our community and to support our community in the various ways in which we do. So be sure to come on out. Join us at Jungle Island, right over here in Miami Beach. It won't be a party without you, so you make a difference. Please come. Our tickets are available on sale. You can bring your plus one. Maybe you want to get a table, perhaps for your spirit group or another group of persons that you want to share the evening with. And we also would like to remind you that there will be a silent auction. There's just going to be like a lot of great things to do. So plan your outfits. Get new outfits if your old outfits don't fit. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but you know what I'm saying. We've been through a lot this past couple years. And I just want to also make sure that we thank our biggest sponsors, City National Bank and the Ackerman Law Firm. And just one last quick note that there are COVID protocols that are in place. You can either opt to present your vaccination card the day of or in advance, or you can present your test results within a 48-hour in advance window. So we have those procedures in place. Okay, listen up. The Miami Foundation is giving away free money. Yeah, I know. Did I catch your attention? Let me repeat that. The Miami Foundation is giving away free money. So, here's the deal. This is our spiritual home, right? Unity on the Bay, yes. And we want to take care of it together, right? Absolutely. And we believe in abundance, right? Awesome. So, on November 18th, the Miami Foundation is matching a portion of every donation that you make to your spiritual home, Unity on the Bay, and other nonprofits throughout Miami. It is called Give Miami Day, and it's a way to give free money to support Unity on the Bay and the work that we do within the community. So on your seat, if you're here in person, you will see that there's a pledge card available for you to fill out. We ask you to fill it out, put it in the secure drop-in that's right at the end of the aisle here on your way out, and we will process your donation on November 18th for Give Miami Day in order for it to be matched by the Miami Foundation. So abundance, abundance, and abundance. So practicing that law of giving and receiving, and then seeing it multiply to support us. So it's really that simple. Are you all ready to make it a great year through Give Miami Day? Yeah. I know I am. So here's a little tip that I like to use. One thing that you can do, if you tithe on a regular basis, you can donate your tithes and pledge your tithes through the donation card, and that could just be how you magnify, amplify your donation for that month. All right. Lastly, who is a fan of gratitude? Yes, absolutely. And we all have so much to be grateful for. For the next couple of weeks, we are inviting you to help us fill up our gratitude tree by writing on what you're grateful for on one of these leaves. So we will hang these leaves up on our tree, which you can see in the back, for Thanksgiving. And if you're watching and you don't have a leaf available, then you can write your gratitude in the comments below. So again, gratitude is a generator for abundance, and we want to see that magnified and amplified for the good of our community overall. Yes? Yes. Awesome. So with that, without further ado, I'm going to invite Reverend Juan up to the stage to carry us on through Sunday. Good morning, Juan.
Good morning, Shantae. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, she's awesome. By the way, Shantae, I cannot wait to dance with you at the gala. Yeah, so I've promised my dance card to a few people. So if any of you want to get on it, please let me know by the end of the service. It might fill up after that. Oh, I see some hands up. All right. You must know how I dance. All right. Yeah. All right. Where were we? I was in just feeling into gratitude for us being together today at this service, gratitude for the great reminder of the gratitude tree. And I want you to all just feel right here and right now that each and every one of you is a leaf on my gratitude tree. And that each and every one, I know. But no, seriously, I know that we come to Unity on the Bay, we connect to Unity on the Bay online because we feel some sort of connection, and there's an energy that draws us to this place, to these principles. And I wholeheartedly believe that it is the people that are expressing these principles, that are on this spiritual path along with me, along with each of us. And so just get a sense of how grateful Unity on the Bay is for you. Just really, take a moment, breathe it in. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. That's what we're here. That's what we're about at Unity on the Bay. For those of you who are with us for the first or second time, whether in person or online, we'd love to just get to know you more. Know that we welcome you with open arms and that we are here to serve and support you. If this is your first or second time, go to the welcome table after the service, or just follow the prompts that are on the screen so that we can get to know you more and support you in feeling connected to the community and also the many programs that we have to support you. And so, I asked you to take a moment to embody, knowing that you are something or someone that we as a community are grateful for. I'm also going to invite you to just take a moment to remember that you're the ways in which our core values, our mission, and our vision at Unity on the Bay become a reality. And so as we get invited to speak our core values today, just allow your heart, allow your mind to own that you are already embodying these core values, and you're the ways in which it gets expressed out in the world. So let's take another deep breath. And let us speak them together. Diversity, generosity, gratitude, integrity, love, spirit-led, and wisdom. And as we take those values into our heart, as we take those values and all that our community is and into prayer, I also want to just let you know that today's service is dedicated to our veterans, those that are in our community, those that served in our country, all those that made some of the freedoms that we enjoy today even more possible. And so I'm going to invite you to go to the place where we find true freedom, which is the place of God. Let us take a moment in prayer to recognize the veterans, to recognize all those individuals that have supported us in recognizing the freedom that comes from knowing our truth, that we and God are one, that we and all humanity are one, and that all that God is already expressing in our lives as we allow all of it to just be more fully understood, felt, and experienced by us. In this moment, we are grateful for the ways in which God is abundance and prosperity, health and wholeness, peace. And especially today, we are grateful for the ways in which God expresses in us as joy. And so we open our hearts and we open our minds more fully to all of the ways in which joy shows up in our lives, in which we get invited to feel and to know happiness at a deep level, that we can anchor ourselves in the truth of our being, and that brings us satisfaction, that brings us joy, that brings us love, that brings us a sense of wholeness. And it is through that experience that we also shine brightly so that others may feel their own joy, their own love, their own peace. We are so grateful to be here this morning. We are grateful for God expressing in our lives. We are grateful for the blessings that are in our lives. And we are so grateful that we can be a blessing to others. Thank you, God. It is in joy, it is in love that we say, here we are, fully living into our truth and fully acknowledging God in our world. Thank you, God. So it is. And let the people say,
amen.
Let's have a wonderful service today.
Thank you, Reverend Juan. Let's welcome to the stage Kenzie Perry.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. So much to be grateful for. You make me happy. You make me whole. You take the pain away. I'm so in love with you. You make me happy. You make me whole. You take the pain away. I'm so in love with you.
You make me happy. You make me whole.
Feel free to stand up on your feet.
You take the pain.
Let's get the energy moving.
I'm so in love with you.
Sing it again, say.
You make me happy.
And you make me whole.
You make me whole.
You take the pain away.
Take the pain
I'm so
away.
in love. And
everything about you is right.
It covers all my wrongs.
Covers all my
Your
wrongs.
life saved.
Your life saved my life.
And everything about you.
Everything about you
covers all my wrongs.
Covers all my
Your
wrongs.
life saved.
Your life saved my life.
With you is where I belong. I belong to you, Lord. I belong to you, Lord. I belong to you, Lord. Let's sing it again. Woo!
You make me happy.
You make me whole.
You make me whole.
You take the pain away.
Take the pain
I'm
away.
so in love.
I'm so in love with you.
Sing it again, yeah.
You make me happy.
And you make me whole.
make me whole.
You take. Said I'm so in love. And
Everything about you is right.
covers all my wrongs.
Covers all my
Your
wrongs.
life saved
Your
my
life
life.
saved my life.
Oh, everything about you.
Everything about you is right.
Covers all my wrongs.
Covers all my
Your
wrongs.
life saved.
Your life saved my life.
Yeah, yeah. And everything about you.
Everything about you
Yeah,
is
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Covers all my
Your
wrongs.
life
Your
saved.
life saved my life.
With you is
is
where I belong. I belong to you, Lord. I belong to you, Lord. I belong to you, Lord.
Thank you to Kenzie and our amazing music ministry. So today, the theme for today is really about unconditional happiness. And I can't tell you just how happy I am that I get to do what I'm about to do next. And I got to do it at the first service too, which is to recognize somebody who's really special in our community, who we're going to invite to read the daily word as our sacred server of the month for November. I want to tell you a little bit about Isabel Naroyanes. She has been coming to Unity on the Bay for many, many years, but especially in the last couple of years has really stepped into service. She's a prayer chaplain. She's part of the SpiritGroups Council, which oversees and supports the different spirit groups and small group book clubs that we have. She was at almost every Farm Share event that we had in the last 18 months. She's already signed up to be part of the Thanksgiving Day volunteer activity, and she's just such a joy. And she mentioned something at the first service, and I'm going to steal a little bit of it, but I told her a while back how much I loved what she shared on Facebook about her family, which is just so beautiful. And it dawned on me that I'm especially grateful that I feel you've made Unity on the Bay your family. And so for that and for so much more, please come up here, Isabel, as we recognize you as a sacred server of the month.
Thank you very much, Juan.
And so we have, hold on, we have this gift for you. And we also have this certificate that says Sacred Server of the Month for November 2021. This certificate is awarded to Isabel Naroyanes for being a supporting and inspiring example of sacred service at Unity on the Bay. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Unity family. Unity is a big part of my life. I've been coming since 1994. When I was single, and now I have two beautiful daughters. One is 14, one is 19 years old. And it counts to me every day. However, the more important ones are the ones that when I came an active participant, an active member, prayer chaplain, it's been a big boost in my spirituality. I love the services, Sundays, food drives, spirit groups, but the one thing that I love the most is to be of service as a prayer chaplain. Praying, connecting with people, devoting my time is being uplifting, it's fulfilling. And I have to thank you, Reverend Juan, Reverend Chris, and Carmen, for being my inspiration, for being my teachers, my guidance, my friends. I really love you. Thank you. Today's daily word is divine order. I live in harmony with divine order. Life is in constant motion, even if that motion is imperceptible to me. When I feel stuck in place or impatient with my progress, I consider the gradual yet orderly pattern of the seasons as they change. The single golden leaf I noticed one day will become part of a blaze of color just a few weeks later. The brisk chill in the morning air soon will lead to biting cold and snow. The first tender seedlings of spring will bring bright blooms and a verdant canopy, followed by the long, sultry days of summer. Little by little, one season turns into the next. My growth and understanding may happen in much the same way. Even if I don't notice changes day to day, my life is always in motion and in order. You see that faith was active along with his works, and faith was brought to completion by the works. James chapter 2, verses 22. Thank you.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here and right now, right where I am. my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here and right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God.
And so now it's the time for us to consciously go deeper into God. Through the power of meditation, I invite you to just take a deep breath. And if you haven't done so already, to gently close your eyes and gift yourself this moment. Gift yourself this experience of settling into this sacred experience, this sacred remembrance of the truth of who and what you are. You are the expression of divinity itself. You are the ways in which God is made known. You are the truth that in this moment anchors us, anchors you in love, in peace, in all that God is. Let's take another deep breath. Just continue to allow the breath to comfort you, to guide you, and bring your attention to the space of the heart. Joy. Joy is found in the heart. All that God is within you, as you. It is in the place of the heart that you experience harmony, and that you experience and know more fully your connection to the divine. And so become anchored in the heart. Bring all of your attention to it. And feel and sense the power of love. As it expands from your heart, Allow it to move throughout your body. Feel the freedom of love, the openness of your heart, the willingness to experience God. Take another deep breath. As we allow this love that we are to expand, also allow yourself to release and let go of anything that is keeping you from fully embodying this love, this open-heartedness. Whatever needs to be revealed, let it be revealed. Whatever needs to be healed, let it be healed. Releasing judgment, allowing a greater sense of forgiveness. And if there is any sense of limitation, if there is any sense of constriction within your body, within your thoughts, just shower it now with love. Visualize the love moving from your heart to that space, holding it and folding it. The love of God is with you. The love of God is you. Our minds still, becoming more quiet, our hearts continuing to expand, open, receptive to the wondrous blessings that God is, to the power that resides within us. Your hearts, our hearts, open to life. Creating a space for the truth of this experience. And so let us simply lean on love and let us allow ourselves to be fully in our hearts. Let us take another deep breath. Fully knowing, fully engaged with our heart. I invite you to speak these affirmations silently to yourself, or if you'd like to speak them out loud. I am loved. I am loving. I am love. Know that in this moment you are witnessed for your truth, and in this moment there is gratitude for the blessing that you are and the way that you shine God so beautifully, so brightly, and bring joy and happiness to the world. So it is. Amen and amen.
Intentional, never failing. I know that all things are working for my good. Yes, it is. He's intentional, never failing. All things are working for my good. He's intentional. He's intentional. Hey, and he's never failing. All things are working for my good. He's intentional. He's intentional. And he's never failing. All things are working for my good. All things are working for my good. Yes, they are. Yeah. All things are working for my good. Yeah. All things are working for my good. All right, hands up, say. We can smile because we know he's working. Through the hurt and the pain, I know he's working for your good. I know he's working for your good. This my voice, say, I don't have to worry because he's working for me. Yeah, God's working for me. Yeah, I believe she's working for me. I can smile again. I don't have to worry because it's working for me. Yeah, God's working for me. Yeah, I believe she's working for me. Sing that out, say, I don't have to worry because it's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for me. I can hold my head up. It's working for me. Go ahead and get your confidence back. Say, I don't have to worry. It's working for me. My faith is rising now. It's working for me. And although I can't see how, it's working for me. I know that he's intentional. Yes, he is. She's been doing it for a long time. God's intentional. God's been doing it for a long time. God's intentional. And I put my faith in him. God's intentional. And I give my faith to him. God's intentional. 'Cause he's
Thank you for the music, for the energy, right? For the feeling of knowing that. And so today we're being invited to just check in around what we're feeling, right? Like what we're experiencing and what our relationship is to that which we're experiencing. This is the sixth week of our Spirit Groups program based on Michael Singer's The Untethered Soul. So we got this week and 1 week left to go. Chris will be back with that final chapter. But today it is about unconditional happiness. And I was driving in the car thinking about today, a couple of days ago, and I thought, am I able to talk about unconditional happiness? How happy do I feel in my life? You know, I was really wanting to just check in where I was with it. And to be quite honest with you, I feel like I'm a pretty happy guy. You know, some of you have gotten to know me even outside of just on the platform. I think I'm a pretty happy, joyous person. And I also have the moments of not being so happy. I have the moments of being angry. I have the moments of wanting things to be different. I have the experience of feeling a lot of resistance to things, right? How many of you can relate? I mean, I think it's part of the human condition, right? Like, I think that we've all experienced some level of happiness, some level of joy, and we've also experienced some levels of fear, anxiety, resistance. And the invitation is to recognize that it's all about a choice. It's all about the choices that we make with whatever it is that we are experiencing. And so I want to share with you a little bit about what Michael Singer talks about the subject, but I also want to share with you some of my own practices or experiences with the idea of happiness. And now I also want to share with you that I immediately wanted to go to just like, let's talk about joy. Because, you know, in Unity, we understand joy to be sort of the internal experience or feeling. Joy is something that can never be taken away from us. Joy is just another name for God, right? And so God is always within me. God is always a part of who I am. God is always a part of whatever it is that I'm bringing to an experience. So I kind of wanted to like focus on that, but then I realized because happiness is the idea of expressing that joy out into the world. I originally wanted to focus on joy because I thought happiness was fleeting, right? And we've heard that. Joy is what we're anchored in. Happiness is fleeting outside the world. And I thought to myself, wait, I don't just want to experience joy. I want to be an expression of happiness. I want to feel happy in the different aspects of my life. And I believe that it is possible, right? Like I've experienced not only joy, but I've expressed happiness. And I want to see how I can continue to build that, you know, to really know that being unconditionally happy is possible. Even though my mind says, oh no, because there's always going to be some conditions to it, you know? And I remembered this is all about choosing to be free. This is all about choosing to not allow the conditions to have their way with us. That if the conditions come up, if our happiness is tied to something, that we can look at that, and that in itself can be what brings us into a greater understanding that actually joy is eternal, is within us, and my ability to tap into it and then express it is always there. Now, then I start thinking about, well, what keeps me from choosing that freedom, from stepping into that freedom? And well, you know, freedom, I think openness, right? Freedom. And the opposite of that for me is constriction, holding on to something, right? Like I can't have my palms open. I can't have my chest open if I'm trying to hold on to something, right? And so I think of like, what are the things that I'm clinging to? And that's one of the questions that I have for you today. What are the things that you are clinging to that aren't allowing me to really step into a greater sense of joy and happiness in our lives? And I think of, you know, my son. You know, when he was first starting to start jumping from like the jungle gyms and stuff like that, you know, like there was this desire for him to jump, but every so often there would also be this fear. And so he'd try to jump, but then immediately try to hang on, right? And for those of you who are parents and have experienced some of this, what ends up happening is that they can get hurt, right? This sense of wanting to jump and be free, but not being sure that you can still let go. And where are we with that experience ourselves? Because there's something within us that does know that we are meant to be free, and it's having its relationship to that other side of us that wants to cling on to what we've considered to be safe. And as you've been following along with these chapters, you know that, and some of what Chris shared with us in the last 2 weeks, is that we've created these systems and these constructs to keep us safe without realizing that what we've really built is a wall to our own happiness. We're so scared of feeling the different things that show up, the pain that we may need to move through in order to know more fully what is beyond the pain, that we haven't allowed ourselves to really be free and step into it more fully. So what are you clinging to? And it reminds me of the joke. I know you've heard it before, and I know you like it. So, I can't go wrong with this one. But it's that joke, right? Like you've heard it before where there's this guy that's walking down a path next to the ledge, and all of a sudden he loses his track and he falls from the ledge, and he's falling down the cliff and he holds onto a branch. He's trying to hold on for dear life and grabs onto a branch, right? And is holding on and starts screaming, help me, somebody help me. Scared he's gonna continue to fall. Like he can't hold on to the grip much longer, and he's yelling, help, help, help. And all of a sudden there's this voice from on top that says, my child, I'm here to help you. He says, who is that? Who is that? It's me, God. God, help me out here. I'll do whatever you want. I won't sin anymore. I won't use your name in vain. Whatever you need. I'll go to services every Sunday. Whatever you need, but please help me, please. And the voice says, I will. Simply let go. And the guy, what'd you say? Let go of the branch. This moment, he goes, is there anybody else up there? Right? So many times we want to experience freedom, but so many times we're not willing to let go of that which we're clinging on to experience that freedom for whatever the reason may be. But one of the things that, as I was thinking of that joke, this vision came to me. I actually tried to find like a comic, online about it. So somebody who's very good with it, this might be a great comic. But, sometimes we're so scared of letting go of the things that we're clinging on to that we don't realize that we're just a few inches from the floor. And the moment that we can just simply let go, it's just a little hop to stand in our truth, to feel the strength of our own foundation, our own faith. And all we have to do is simply let go. Now, I know that's so much easier said than done, right? But the question is, what are you clinging on to, and is it worth it? See, a couple of weeks ago, and it just came to me, I don't know where from, but that I have an 8-year-old who thinks of himself almost as a 15-year-old. And, he's been giving us a little bit of attitude. He's my child, so expect it. But he's been giving us a little bit of attitude. And so when he starts with the attitude, one of the things that came to me to ask is it worth it? Lucas, is it worth it? Whatever you want to say in this moment, is it worth it? The attitude that you want to express, is it worth it? Is it worth it? It's a question. So he gets to choose whether it's worth it or not. We get to choose also. Whatever you're clinging on to, is it worth it? The moment that we are having the experiences that we're having, we can ask ourselves, is it worth it to have the fear, the anxiety, the stress, to want to resist it? We can ask the opposite, right? Like, what could I do in this moment to just feel at peace? Can I feel at peace? Is it worth it to feel at peace, even in this situation, even in this experience? Is it worth it? And then you ask yourselves that question and just be open to what shows up for you. It may be that you really are wanting to hold on, and so it's worth it for you to hold on, but it may be time for you to let go. It may be time for us to release ourselves from the bondage of the things that we've clung to, thinking that they're for our good, and really allow ourselves to experience life where life is, and remember that even through all of that, we get to be at peace. We get to be at joy. We get to be at love because it is just our truth, right? Like if we believe that God is all those things and we believe that God itself is within us, then we are that joy, we are that love, we are that peace, and it's always available. Mary Kipferly, who is a Unity minister who wrote a book called God Will See You Through, says, "Joy belongs to you, whether you know it or not. It is yours now to discover, to use, to exercise, and to bring into expression." So the question is, how do you bring it into expression? How do you choose that joy to be expressed through you and as you and into your life? And it came to me many years ago. Remember that WWJD, right? Who remembers what it stood for? What would Jesus do? Well, you can play around with it. I'm taking the liberty to play around with it. What WWJD? What would joy do? What would joy do in this moment? How would joy respond to this experience? Last week, Chris was telling us, right? Like, it's not about not having fear. It's about how do we respond to it? How do we react to it? How do we use it to support us in remembering our truth? The same thing in our experiences. How can this bring us into a greater acceptance of the joy that is beyond this experience? And how do we allow ourselves to move into that? Michael Singer says that it's really just about a choice. It's about a choice to be happy. I think it's the two steps. It's to make the choice, and two, to remember that you've made the choice, right? It's about making the choice to be happy, making the choice to live in joy and live in your truth, and then as much as possible remembering that you have, because things show up that try to take our attention away from what we've chosen. You know, Michael Singer talks, he says, once you decide you want to be unconditionally happy, something inevitably happens that challenges you. That is spirituality. In Unity and New Thought, we have this thing called chemicalization. How many of you have heard of chemicalization? Chemicalization is this idea that the moment that we allow a new way of being, or that we decide and choose a different way of being, and we want to own it, we want it to be anchored within us, things are going to come up, right? Like, new idea coming in, there's ideas that need to be released so that there is space for the new way of being in our lives. And so that's the chemicalization. It's the idea of, like, when you take a cleanse, all of a sudden, like, the chemicals within your body are needing to, like, be thrown out or whatever, released. And so all of a sudden you might feel the yuckiness, the ickiness, all those thoughts of lack and limitation, all the thoughts that say, you're not worthy of joy. You're not worthy of being fully happy. You're not sacred, right? Like, that there is a separation between you and God. All those things have to be revealed so that then they can be released. But the more that we remember, happiness is a choice, I've made the choice, the more that we can live into it and push through and move through that. And remember that as we commit ourselves to being happy, as we commit ourselves to being joyful, that God itself is guiding us and leading us. And that those experiences, if we believe that God is in everything, that those experiences are bringing us into a greater awareness of God. It is the way in which God is showing up for us to pay more close attention to our beliefs and to these new ideas that we want to anchor ourselves in. You know, for us, it's really about making joy a habit. How do you make joy a habit? How do you make your own happiness a habit? Do you have a habit of doing things that bring you that sense of joy and happiness? Whether it's meditation, going out with friends, whatever it may be, but do you make a habit of it? And when you make habits in your life, are you conscious of what those habits are leading you to? Right? Are they leading you to a sense of separation, a sense of ego, or are they bringing you to a sense of oneness, connection, the God of our being? And I believe that God is joy. And you've heard the old adage, right? Like, if you want to know somebody more fully, walk a mile in their shoes. What if we start living in joy to walk in God's shoes, to know God more fully, and through that, know ourselves more fully? So part of creating this sense of happiness in our lives, Michael Singer says, is about not closing our hearts. Just continuing to open the heart, continuing to allow our hearts to be open no matter what may be going on. And the question is it worth it? Is it worth it to have the practices to keep your heart open? Is it worth it that when something comes up and you have the tendency or the desire to just close up because you can't deal with it or you don't want to deal with it, right? Like, is it worth it to try to find a different way of relating to it? When we recognize that it is worth it, at least for me, when I recognize that it is worth it, I realize that in those moments where there's this desire to just constrict rather than be open and expansive in it, that it's about really not stepping into or looking at it through the human will or the ego, but really allowing myself to connect to the divine will that is within me. You know, like the Bible says on Luke 22, verse 42, not my will, but thine will be done. Thy will be done, the divinity within us, right? And that divinity within us, that divine will is always in the present moment. The human will is in the past, of the things that we have experienced, the ways in which we've been hurt, whatever the stories may be. We cling to stories, don't we? The divine will is in the present moment. It's not in the future either. It's in this present moment. And the more that we ask ourselves or say to ourselves, not my will, but thine will, to really step into the divine will, is the moment that we get clarity about what is ours to do in relationship or in response to whatever we may be going through. And I invite us to really consider how we use so much energy holding on to things, right? Like, think about the energy that it takes for me to just grab on and cling to this right here, right now. How much energy are you using every day to cling to something that you already know isn't worth it? But it's just been our practice, it's just been our history, and we just haven't chosen to do something different. But the moment that we release, there's so much more energy that we can use to focus on the things that we do want, and the energy to be able to, in that moment, say, divine will. What is divine will asking to be done through me? And so happiness and joy and living into those life experiences from that sense of knowingness, it really requires us to just be more open, and to accept life in life's terms. Now, you all know me. I'm a person of action. So to me, it's not about just allowing life to just happen and be a victim to it, because that can also be a victimization. It is about really owning who we are in life. And so things can come up and we can accept that that's the lowercase reality of what is going on. And we can also accept that there is this divine wisdom within us to know the ways in which we must respond to it. Right? So it's not about just letting things happen. It's about knowing things are happening and asking ourselves, what do I do with it? And remembering that choice. I'm choosing to be happy. I'm choosing to remember that at all times I can be happy. I'm choosing to ask that divinity within me, what is mine to do? And let there be light, Elizabeth Sand Turner says, there are times when we should be non-resistant and times when great firmness is the way of wisdom. Every situation is different and should always ask for divine guidance. When I read that and when I look at my choice, the choice that I'm making moment by moment to be more in my joy, to be more in my happiness, what came for me actually earlier yesterday was the prayer for the Serenity Prayer, right? How many of you know the Serenity Prayer, right? Like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. But then I remembered that the reality is that in every moment, what I'm really asking for is the awareness that life is happening. That simply life is happening, and that I get to choose the way that I respond to it. And so I want to share with you what came to me this morning, actually, as Kenzie was singing at the earlier service, was to change that prayer around a little bit. God, grant me the serenity to accept life as it is, the courage to do what is mine to do, and wisdom to know and choose joy. Will you say that with me? If you feel called to, just share this with me. Say this with me. So the first line, God grant me the serenity to accept life as it is. The courage to do what is mine to do. And the wisdom to know and choose joy. Imagine if we can live this prayer. Not only recite it, but live this prayer moment by moment. I know that it seems impossible sometimes. I know that it seems too much. But really, it's as simple as Michael Singer closes one of his chapters in this, just a few words, but so powerful. He says, "This is a beautiful path. Be happy." This is a beautiful path. Let us be happy together. Namaste.
And namaste to you too, Reverend Juan. Namaste to everyone, actually. That's just an acknowledgement that the light in me sees the light in you, and that we're all here and connected and one together. Thank you, Reverend Juan, for that beautiful message and reminder to let go. And as I shared in the first service, I had the vision, we're very visual people, of like what branch is it that I'm holding on to? Right? Like, what branch is it that you're holding on to? And what it would be like to just let go and just remind myself, like, I'm probably just a few inches away from the freedom that I'm looking for. So same goes for you as well. If everyone could just take both of their hands and just hold them up, make like a big high five with both of your hands, and then feel yourself clenching tight to that branch, right? So close your fist up and notice that you're clenching tight to that branch. And what is that for you in your life right now? And then if you could just, as you breathe out, let go, right? So let go. And as you let go, we make space to let love in, to let faith in, to let trust in, and to let joy and happiness in. So as you move throughout your week, I invite you to remember that practice. Like, we get tense, we hold on, we take a breath, we let go, we let light in, right? Can we commit to that? Can we commit to letting go this week? Yes? Yes? Okay, awesome. All right, well, that also is a great reminder that we're always in this practice of giving and receiving, of letting go, and then also letting in. So as we do so and we prepare for our generosity opportunity, our opportunity to give in gratitude, we have envelopes available for you if you need them. You can also go green by texting the word GIVE to the phone number 833-245-5645, and that information is also on the screens behind me, and if you're watching online, it should be right on the screen in front of you. Please remember also that our text giving number has also changed, so make a note of that. You can also give your offering through unityonthebay.org, which is my preferred way of giving, and I'm going to give you a moment to prepare your offering in this sacred time and space. What a blessing it is simply to be able to give. So we thank you for your gifts, and we take a moment to bless them together. With our offertory blessing, we say, Divine love that I am, blesses all that I give and all that I receive. Amen. So we're going to take a moment to bless our children who've been in the Kids Zone with Raul and the family ministry this morning. So whether they are in person or virtual, or you're blessing the child inside of you, bring your hands together, create some energy for yourself and for them. As we say our children's blessing together, children, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you, and we see you doing great things. All right. And that also goes to the teenagers in the room. We bless you. We love you. We see you doing and learning great things. My child just turned 6 this last week, which is crazy. We had his birthday party, and I was just like really intrigued at all the things that the kids are learning these days, right? Like, he's 6 years old, and he knows what a noun is, you all. I'm so proud of that. Person, place, or thing. So, just really, God bless you all, the children who are here, even if you're a teenager. All right, so just remember that we are here to pray with you. Our prayer chaplains are going to come forward to identify themselves. If you would like to receive a prayer for support, or maybe you're celebrating something, you want to give a prayer of gratitude and you want to do it with someone else in person, now's your chance to do so. We have Carmen, we have Yazbel, we have Mildred, we have Susan coming forth. There is no shortage of prayer chaplains here to hold you. And if you would like to drop your prayer requests in the chat online, we will also hold your prayer requests in prayer as well. And with that being said, I'm going to invite Reverend Juan to come back up to close us out with our prayer for protection, followed by our peace song.
Thank you, Shantae, and thanks to all of you for being here. I hope you found it worth it to be a part of this Sunday service. I know that I'm really grateful that you were a part of it. So let's together affirm our prayer for protection and then follow that with our peace song. Together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.